Hi everyone. So my name is Arjun, and I began this playlist to share you some interesting books that I am reading, and thought of taking you through the journey that I go through with each book. And so recently I came across this book called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It is highly recommended by um avid book readers and financial the people who are in finance. um, it was recommended to me by a friend. So it's quite interesting. I have read some 30 or 40 pages of that, and I would like to tell you a quick introduction about this book in this video. Um, the author begins the story with the example of a tech executive who is getting wealthy by uh, by having a patent in one of the components in a Wi-Fi device. So basically uses that patent to become very rich in his early years. Um, that makes him a bit arrogant, basically. So he is being rude with his with people around him, and he's thinking disrespecting the wealth that he has by uh, just throwing gold coins away in the ocean. So these things kind of make us think that a rich person is mostly arrogant, right? So that's what the author clearly says, that this particular person goes broke in a few years, and it kind of tells us that doing well with money is not much to do with how intelligent or smart you are, but it has a lot to do with how you behave and what's your character. um, so the author tells us two interesting stories of uh, how money how money and wealth deals with behavior than basic not like a finance or like a mathematical subject. So there is this guy who's a gas station attendant, Mr. Ronald. um, he works for 25 years in a gas station and gets widowed at the age of 50 and dies at 92. It was in the year 2014, but it turns out that he made headlines when he died. Um, so fewer than 4,000 people in America in 2014 had a net worth more than $8 million, and this guy has is one of them. He left a substantial amount to charity and some amount to his family. Um, it is quite surprising to understand how a gas station attendant could be a millionaire. Uh, so the answer lies, as the author says, in the power of compounding and systematic investment. There is another guy whose name is Richard. So he is an MBA grad from Harvard University. He has a very successful life and retires in 40 years, having uh, a lot of accumulated a lot of wealth by his 40s. um, but then things began to fall apart for this guy. In the 2008 financial crisis, he becomes bankrupt. um, so as the book says, the reason is that this guy spends a lavish amount of money in his home, and exorbitantly. So um, uh, if we can clearly compare these two stories, right? Mr. Ronald and Richard. So Mr. Ronald was having a very average job as a gas station attendant. He's not having a big background or education, whereas the other guy is Harvard MBA, so well connected with the society. Um, But what is the difference? I understood from the book that this the greed factor is the major difference here. Um, although this guy was not in a high paying income, he was not greedy. So he did a systematic investment and waited for the power of compounding to uh, give fruits to his efforts. So what the author tries to conclude from these stories is that in finance industry, unlike any other interest industries, a person who doesn't have a major background or a major work experience or an education, a fancy education, can still become big. These are the stories that tell that uh, money is not just about having a lot of education or a lot of um, uh, technical skills, but it's also about your behavior and your soft skills. Um, so that's how the book begins. I am very excited to see what the rest of the chapters hold for me. The author also tells here that whether you like it or not, whether you are interested or not, money is everywhere, affects every part of the society. uh, it gives a lot of life lessons on courage, risk, and confidence. So um, very excited to see where this book takes me and what kind of perspectives I get after reading this book. So, if you think you learned something from this video about this book, please do consider giving a like, and um, also, if possible, read this book. So, um, thank you for watching this video. Please be subscribed to me so that I would be posting the next chapters of this book, and I'll give you a snippet of how the book goes about. Thank you so much for spending your time. Bye bye.